How profitable is tire repair in Pakistan? The skill of a master tire repairer in Pakistan can be seen in their aluminum welding technique. Even though just one person runs the repair shop, none of the repaired tires have ever caused an accident. Take, for example, the owner of a loader with a blown tire. A new tire would cost nearly 80,000 rupees, equivalent to a month's living expenses for his family of 6. Instead, the owner brings it to the repair shop where a craftsman with 30 years of experience can expertly repair it for just 2,000 rupees. For tires with severe damage, the craftsman usually uses a spatula to enlarge the brake and a tapering tool to scrape some rough edges. The goal is to increase the friction at the brake to improve the performance of the high-temperature vulcanization process. Next, he uses an angle grinder with a steel wire brush to sand the inner wall around the tire's wound. You can tell from the craftsman's repeated movements that he has high standards for detail. The inner wall must be cleaned thoroughly for the patch to stick correctly, resulting in a better repair. The craftsman weaves nylon ropes crosswise to restore strength to a wound with broken steel wires. Though the 4 nylon ropes will penetrate the tire's surface, they ensure the wound is secure, preventing the tire from bursting again. With the nylon ropes tightly woven, the wound is now securely fastened, but there is still a significant risk of air leakage from the inner wall. To restore the tire's original airtightness, the craftsman grinds a piece of scrap tire material, which is critical to the repair and the subsequent vulcanization. However, the adhesive alone isn't strong enough for use. To make the repair more durable, layers of raw rubber sheets are added to fill in the area cut out by the spatula. This helps prevent the wound from cracking again due to insufficient thickness. With multiple layers of raw rubber filling, the woven nylon rope is completely covered, and the tire patch can be applied to the inner wall. However, the internal pressure of such a large tire is considerable, and the adhesive isn't strong enough. A layer of raw rubber sheets must be applied, cut into strips, and overlapped to achieve a better vulcanization effect. Even though the repair shop may lack advanced tools, the craftsman's skilled hands can cover the damaged area completely. The tire patch is well bonded, but the final high-temperature vulcanization requires extreme precision. The outside of the wound needs to be fully compressed. For loader tires with deep treads like these, the craftsman must handcraft a mold for the tread to provide adequate pressure during vulcanization. By shaping mud, he creates a sand mold ready for casting. Considering the heat during the vulcanization process, which could melt the tire, low melting point, cost-effective aluminum blocks are used as the casting material. These blocks can be melted and reused, and their hardness is sufficient to handle the pressure. Although the casting process may peel off a thin layer of the tire's surface, it isn't essential for a tire of this size. After heating with liquefied gas for half an hour, the melted aluminum is poured directly onto the tire's surface. Once the aluminum cools and hardens, it replicates the tire's basic contours. Even though the entire process requires pouring spoonfuls of aluminum one at a time, the people of Pakistan never complain about harsh conditions. This is their hardworking and optimistic attitude. The aluminum casting has succeeded with the craftsman clearing the mud with a wooden stick. The molded aluminum block is then removed, and after the surface temperature has completely dropped, the area where the raw rubber sheets were applied is coated with adhesive again to prevent it from drying out and affecting the vulcanization process. With the aluminum block supporting the outer wound, the inner wall needs additional weight blocks and a screw clamp to provide the necessary downward pressure. After 2 hours of high-temperature vulcanization, the inner wall patch has fully bonded with the tire, and the wound, supported by the aluminum block on the outside, shows no signs of cracking. With that, the damaged loader tire is effectively repaired. So, what do you think of the craftsmanship in repairing loader tires in Pakistan? If you were to rate it out of 100, what score would you give?